Hi, this is Mark. As you've seen, Bitcoin, we've just had the ETFs passed by the SEC, surprisingly, and there's now talk of will Bitcoin reach 100,000 in 24? And I tend to think, yes, it will. And my thinking is as follows. If you recall, in the webinar I hosted on the 28th of October 2020, and I was explaining that if the big funds came into Bitcoin, I could see that it would double, and at the time price was less than 13,000, and I was explaining that if the big funds come in, it could get to 40 or 50,000. Well, actually, within 11 weeks, the price of Bitcoin tripled, and Ethereum did even better, and many of my smaller projects as well. So this was the title of the video and the webinar presentation, why I believe that investing in cryptocurrencies now could be the best financial decision of your lifetime, and boy was I right. I also spoke about the potential for it to double, but other tokens could do even better. Our top performing token, one of the small ones, went crazy and made 6,000%. And I'm going to show you at the end of this video the results of our full portfolio from 2020, and it was an unbelievably wild ride, but we made insane profits. And the three tokens I gave away at the end of that session were the Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP, and collectively they made over 1,000% in 6 months. Spoke about inflation, how the COVID situation, all the money printing was going to affect inflation and the value of the money in a pocket. At the same time, the idiots at the Fed and the ECB were saying that it was going to be zero in 2023. Well, that didn't go very well. And then I spoke about the rich getting involved and the big investors. And this is Paul Tudor Jones. Paul Tudor Jones is one of the richest men in America. He also runs a fund of 40 billion. And he was saying in May, it's a great speculation. And in October, he now had over 2% of his wealth involved in Bitcoin specifically. And he said, he predicted that buying Bitcoin is like investing in Steve Jobs and Apple or Google in the early days. And again, he was right. And this gentleman, George Ball, in his 80s, previously very anti-Bitcoin, could suddenly see how the wealthy would want to use this to hedge against inflation, but also to get the money away from the governments. And he was talking about it as longevity as an asset class and seen as similar to gold because it has a limited supply. And as we know, guys, if people are wanting to buy something and there's not enough of it, then basic economics, the price goes up. This is the concern Mr. Ball was thinking about, and you should all think about. Central governments want their own version of crypto, but the control levels they will have with that will be quite terrifying. So let's have a look at what's going on in Bitcoin now, why I think 2024 is going to be a very good year, and not just for Bitcoin, and why I am relaunching the yourinvestingfuture.com website. If you want to watch the original version of this video, you can find it on YouTube or lower down this page. So I posed the question, will Bitcoin reach 100,000 in 2024? I think it's quite possible Bitcoin will, because there will only ever be 21 million. 10% of those have gone missing, lost down the back of the couch, the crypto equivalent. And at the end of the day, the more people are chasing them, then clearly the price should and will continue to go up, in my opinion. Now, I started to get involved buying new tokens again in July of last year. And I said in a blog post here inside my Forex Mentor program why I felt that Bitcoin was going to go back up again. And that turned out to be the case. And I ended up last year on the crypto I bought last year, the new stuff being 86% in profit, which small by crypto standards, but I think this year could be much better. So the approval came from the SEC. I didn't expect them to do it because they've been trying to kill crypto, but legally I think they were in a bind. So woohoo, everything is going to go to the moon. And yet the price of Bitcoin fell. And this will still be the case with the big boys coming in. But what went on was there was a lot of liquidation of assets. The liquidators of FTX are said to have sold $1 billion, and Grayscale also from their non-spot ETF. And the American government sold Bitcoin that they'd seized as well. So there basically a lot of supply came onto the market, but that supply was quickly mopped up by Vanguard and BlackRock, etc. And as a result of which, we've seen in recent days that Bitcoin is now back to where it was once that ETF was released. And again, going back to what I was talking about earlier, the beta testers joined me in October 2020. This was the date of the presentation, the 28th of October, and Bitcoin was up 400% within 6 months. And Ethereum from October, somewhere in here, was up at its peak 2,000%. So I explained at the end of the year I was up 86% on the crypto. I was also up 30% very defensively on stocks. And I am now in Your Investing Future also dealing in some stocks. I'm not interested in buying things that are going to make me 5% a year and pay me a 3% dividend. I only buy stocks if I feel that they've got potential to make me at least 30% in a very short space of time. And we did that recently with a stock allied to Bitcoin that is up 60-70% in 3 months. But I actually made 200% out of it because I used a little bit of leverage. All of that will be now explained inside Your Investing Future, the Telegram group for when I buy and sell crypto and stocks, when I sell, when I take profits, etc. And there's also then within the courses, we have the crypto course, and I say I'm currently updating my portfolio. I'm going to show you results in a second, so watch till the end. But do not copy this current portfolio because half of them or more I have sold. But within the portfolio, you will find my coins. I've got 3 levels, the more conservative, the Bitcoins and the Ethereum and half a dozen others. And then I've got other tokens that I am hoping will make us 10, 20, 30, 50, maybe 100x as well as, and I say also stocks and miners and gold and metals. And I told you at the beginning I would show you my results. So have a look at these guys. This was nuts. And just to explain, this was Bitcoin. For the beta testers who joined me in May of 2020 when the price was at 8,130, if they just sat on them and they hadn't sold them and taken profit along the way as I told them to, then they are still up 482% as of today's price. Ethereum, they're at 1,236%. Ethereum was double the current price, so Ethereum was 2,500 at its peak. And if they just sat on the original batch of 20 tokens, then as of today, having done nothing, they have made 3,858%. And I think the S&P in the last 20 years, with the dividends reinvested and allowing for inflation, a fraction of that figure. Well, I know it's true. And then those that joined in October, so if you joined in October when Bitcoin was 13.6, it says here, then they are up 240%, Ethereum's up 530%, so they are up 2,970%. Do not blindly follow this. I have got rid of 65% of these. I say I'm building a new portfolio. If you want to come along, it will be crazy again. It will be a wild ride, but I think there is the potential, the second chance to make a serious amount of money. As ever, I am not a licensed financial advisor in any jurisdiction. It is simply what I am doing, but based on 30 years experience of trading in financial markets. Please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel.